Hey guys, Terry here. I'm going to show using the Brothers ScanNCut to cut some stuff out of scrapbook paper. So this idea came about when I was trying to fussy cut some shapes on some printed paper. So I had this layout to do, and I wanted to use this printed paper as my background, but I also wanted to cut out the shapes. So I wanted to basically fussy cut from the middle of the page. So you can imagine how hard that would be to get to the middle and not ruin your piece of paper. Usually you got a fussy cut, coming in here from the side. So this video is to show how to cut some shapes out. I'll just mention that once I cut the shapes out, I used them on the coordinating layout as pieces, and I pop dotted them on the page. I don't know if you can see that. They're pop dotted. So it was just a cute way to put those shapes from that printed paper onto the side page. So let me show you how I did that. I am going to take this piece of jelly bean paper, and let's say I want to cut out some of these birdhouses from the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my machine, and I'm going to take the protective plastic off the mat, and then I'm just going to attaching the paper to the mat, and then I'm going to load it into the paper. Load it into the machine. Okay, so now I'm going to say scan, and when you pick scan, you've got two choices. There is scan to cut data, and there's direct cut. So for now, I'm just going to do the direct cut, and then I'm going to show other ways in future videos how to do the scan to cut data. So we're just going to do a direct cut. And I'm going to pick my machine. ScanNCut Canvas is the software, like the Cricut Design Studio, but we're just going to do it on the machine here. It's got a recognition mode, and right now it's on black and white, so I'm going to change it to color, just because my paper is in color. And then I'm going to tell it to start. Okay, so now if you see on the screen here, on the screen it has exactly what it was like laying this paper on a scanner, and it is showing exactly, notice my piece of paper doesn't go all the way across, so I'm seeing exactly what is on this mat. So now I'm going to tell it where I want to cut these, and let's say I just want these couple of ones here in the middle. I'll just have it do like those 4. Okay. So I'm framing exactly what I want it to pay attention to, and I'm hitting OK. So now it's recognizing that. Okay. So now see how it's got the shape there? And I can tell it different things about this. I can also zoom in and see what's going on. So you can see that middle house, it kind of got the inside shapes and stuff. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to show you how to cut these other shapes. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So this here is telling it how many colors to pay attention to. So I wonder if I lessen the colors and then preview it, if it won't zoom in on that bird shape that was on that one. Let's see what it does here. Okay, so did that make it better or worse? It seemed to have gotten more detailed. So let's increase it. Preview it. It's the number of colors it's recognizing, and there's a lot of colors in this paper. So see how that improved it? Okay, so I told it more colors, and it kind of allowed more of the shape to be scanned. So I'm happy with that. So I'm going to hit OK. And then you've got some options here on how much around the edge you want to cut. So I'm going to go into that, and I'm going to tell it, I'm just going to click once and tell it to cut 0.04 inches around the shape. So in other words, it scanned the edge, and then I'm increasing the size around the shape. So I'm hitting OK. OK. And then I'm going to tell it, you can tell it to draw around it, but in this case I want it to cut. Okay. Notice my mat here, it doesn't have all the other shapes. There is a way to go in there and delete those little pieces, but I'm not going to worry about those right now for this video. So I'm going to hit cut, and then I hit start. Okay, so you can see it's a little bit noisy, but that's okay, right? So now I'm going to unload the mat, and I want to show you what it cut. So here is the piece of paper. You can see here that it cut those out. And then here it is on the mat. So like, for example, this one here, this one cut really well. So you can see there that it, by giving it a little bit of space, told it to cut a little bit around the shape that it scanned, and then it got all those little guys. So that's a good introduction to scanning and cutting it, and then increasing the space around it. So I'll keep the videos coming on more details and more of those settings on there and how to remove the pieces. But this at least shows you how to scan the shape, direct cut it, and tell it to have a little space around it. So I think it cuts very well. Thanks, guys.